The Halal Times, the voice of Ummah. The Greek island of Rhodes has erupted in protest after an Israeli cruise ship docked at its port, triggering widespread outrage from local citizens. In a dramatic show of solidarity with the people of Gaza, around 150 protesters, trade unionists, leftist groups and ordinary citizens gathered near the harbor to raise their voices against what they called Israel's brutal extermination of Palestinians. These protesters were not Muslims or Arabs, but ordinary Greek citizens who were appalled by the actions of Israel against defenseless Palestinians. They stood under the burning Mediterranean sun, waving Palestinian flags and chanting, "There is no peace without justice. Freedom in Palestine, not in Rhodes or anywhere." Their target was the Israeli cruise ship, which had previously been blocked from disembarking at another Greek island, Syros, just last week. Demonstrators denounced the growing ties between Israel and Greece and said it was intolerable to welcome Israeli tourists when Palestinians in the Gaza Strip were starving. On Tuesday, local police harshly scuffled with protesters attempting to stop approximately 1,500 Israeli tourists from disembarking from a cruise ship at the port of Agios Nikolaos in Crete. 13 protesters were arrested and were taken to the local police station, sparking criticism from opposition parties and human rights groups. This is not just a protest against a ship. It is a protest against silence. A protest against complicity. This is a protest against the brutal deaths of innocent civilians in Gaza, where thousands, many of them children, have perished due to constant airstrikes or starvation. These Greeks, far from the war zone, heard the cries from Gaza and responded not with weapons, but with moral courage. But they were met with the brutal police of Greece, who chose to be generous and kind towards the Israeli tourists and harsh and violent towards their own Greek citizens. Why? Despite being fully aware of the atrocities the Israeli government is carrying out in Gaza and the West Bank, Greece, like many other countries, has maintained excellent relations with Israel. Pro-Israel Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis, a member of New Democracy, has referred to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as his friend. In fact, Mitsotakis traveled to Israel to see Netanyahu, despite the International Criminal Court's demand for the Israeli leader's arrest on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity. When Iran threatened Israel in June 2025, Israeli civilian aircraft were permitted to shelter on Greek islands. In Athens, Netanyahu's official aircraft was parked. Greece hosted the defense exhibition Athens, DIFIA, from May 6th to 8th. It emphasized innovation, strategic dialogue, and international collaboration. And in this exhibition, Israel was also invited as a guest. In the exhibition, Lena Argyri, the White House correspondent for Greek Broadcasting Corporation ERT Kathimerini, had several important insights about the trends in Greece-Israel ties. Most importantly, the deal within the military sector, specifically drone technology, was the main focus of those insights. As Greece advances its military modernization, Israeli defense products and technological expertise are becoming crucial, firmly positioning Athens as an increasingly important market for Israeli defense solutions, Argyri said. Greece is not only a supporter of Israel, but also a nation that helps in the growth and development of the Israeli military sector. And this is also the prime reason why Greece was becoming more and more welcoming and friendly over the years for Israel. The Israeli tourists were visiting the island more often. But as we can see, the Greek citizens were not as blind as their government and had the moral high ground to stand against Israel and call it out for its actions, as the Greek government was unwilling to do so. By standing against Israel's war machine, these people of Rhodes have helped the oppressed and spoken truth to the oppressor. Even if their government silences them, their message echoes loudly across the world. This itself means that humanity is not dead, and Gaza is not forgotten, and justice will not be buried under silence. That's all for today. If you found this video meaningful and informative, please like and subscribe to support the truth. Jazakumallahu khairan.